comedy, mushroom, cult, podcast. Hey, I have two hands. Look at me. Two hands. Do it with two hands. Isn't that the Waka Flocka song? Oh man, here we go. Uh, don't have my normal mic. Um, we're kind of hodgepodging this together. Your boy packed his microphone into his packing stuff. Um, and so we have like a lavalier mic into my phone. So like if it sounds a little shitty, that's why. Got the fucking backup going. Already messed up not swearing in the first 5 minutes. You know better than that. But got the backup recording just from like the computer microphone. So if it ends up sounding shitty because of that, sorry. But felt like it was an important time to put out a podcast. There's a lot of stuff coming up. I could have waited until it was ready, or until it was done, ready, done, baked, cooked, if you will. But no, we want to. That's how the brain works. If you want like a quick look into how my brain and body works, I so about like 6 months ago, I decided that I had enough Wellbutrin in my system for a while. So then I dialed it back on the Wellbutrin. I went from 300 to 150 because you can't just like quit medicine. If you quit medicine, as I move this, dude, if you are watching the video of this, you are in for a ride. All right, who knows what's going on? Like it's terribly lit. Do you see how ghastly my hands are? Um, but no, we went down to 150. Um, was a little bummy. My thought was like, hey, I'm in like a good spot. The Adderall's good. It's working. All I have to do is just like force myself to do a little bit more work than I usually would. And I don't need the medicine. Turns out, I need the medicine. Because me in charge of my own devices, it's historically never worked out well. But like we felt that we were good. We were like, hey, Adderall fucking fixed it. But no, it didn't. So we needed like the whole concoction. So we started back up. We went back up to 300, where we were supposed to be. Shout out Gerard Butler. Um, I mean, ripped. You couldn't have told me that that was computer animated for the longest time. You know, I just thought those 300 dudes that were fucking each other and like their wives, Gerard Butler's wife, the only woman that they focus on, even though like they even make a big point to be like Spartan women are respected because they create Spartan men. But like they just kind of like let her go at a certain point. You know what I mean? Like she just stopped showing up. They were like, yeah, we're gonna have sexual relations with the one, you know? And who knows what's going on. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it was still working on my phone because my phone shut off. But like the phone didn't shut. Whatever, you guys don't care. Um, but no, so like you couldn't have told me that was computer animated, is what I'm talking about. But went back up to 300 milligrams. So here's a fun thing about drugs messing with your brain. I took the first 300 dose on Tuesday because the Persians were coming. And there's one thing that I know about the Persians is once they're coming, you have to fucking cut it off at the head. All right, he made like Gerard Butler made God bleed, and that was more important. But like I kind of feel like if you would have killed him, that would have worked way better. I know they like made this whole fucking thing about how like oh just because he made him bleed and he like hit his like face rings, like he had earrings in his cheeks, which is insane. Like good for him. Like whichever Darius or fucking Xerxes or whichever one he was, like good for him for having fucking earrings right in his cheek, but like that's gonna leave you open to spear attacks. You can't do that. That's gonna like, and especially like he missed. You know, like they thought he missed, and like, but he made God bleed. But like, if he didn't have those earrings there, he would have 100% missed. I kind of feel like he should have just like hit him right in the fucking face, because then he wouldn't have been hit with all those arrows, right? Okay, so whatever. Went back up to 300 milligrams, and it sucks. Like it's like I mean I know it's gonna be better. here in a few days. Like, I'm already better today than I was. Cause like Tuesday, terrible. My head hurt all goddamn day. Um, couldn't even really think, just survive. Yesterday, just like anxious as a motherfucker all goddamn day. And then like anxiety is a thing that I've been dealing with for like a long, long time. And usually it's like, oh, there's something I need to figure out. So like, let's do some yoga. Let's go for a jog. Let's like meditate. Let's like breathe our way through this. But like when it's medically induced and there's like nothing that you can do about it, like that, it's kind of refreshing because you're like, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. So like you get out of your own head with that. But it's also like, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. So like we're fucked. So like that kind of sucks. Um, but whatever. And then today it's just like hit my stomach. So like mentally kind of clear, except for that's the reason why if you're watching the video, I've got my sunglasses on. If you're just listening on the audio, that's why I sound so much cooler. Is because I have sunglasses on. And it's just because I don't want to like cry on the video. And it's not even like I'm not. I put up a little thing on from my walk from Target. Like I had to like wear my sunglasses in Target. Like I wore them because it was nice and sunny out, but I like meant to like put them up on my head like a cool person, you know? Um, maybe put them on back. I didn't have a hat, so I didn't get to put it on backwards, and I wasn't driving, so I couldn't put like a bumper sticker of how I support the cops on there. Even though like I've got like 5 DUI, it's like one of those things. Like I could have put a bumper sticker on my ass, but then I should have just been wearing like sweatpants in the early 2000s. Um, but like that should be something that they should bring back. Like 2000s culture is kind of coming back, like the style and like Diego Avila, I don't know how you say it specifically, so I'll say it both ways. He has a joke about how like the juicy couture pants should come back, and I think that they should do that with. And I know that this is like a hack premise that had to have happened in the 2000s, like put like when Hillary Clinton had that vote mask on when she looked like she was Bane, when she wasn't wearing any makeup and like put vote on her face, and somebody was like, "That's gonna help. You're not gonna get cooked by everybody on the internet." They need to just put vote on people's asses. I think that might work. Because vote or die kind of doesn't look great with the whole Diddy situation. But anyways, uh, just had sunglasses. Wanted to put them up on my head, was shopping, and just started to like tear up. I wasn't even emotional. I wasn't sad. It wasn't like the lights were bugging me. It was like legit like something deep in my brain was just like, you know what? You haven't cried in a minute. And I just was like slowly crying in Target, and I didn't want anybody to think it. I was just like overwhelmed with like how great the deals at Target were because they're not that great. Um, is it convenient? Sure. Did I see Joe Thomas in the parking lot once? Yes. Did I talk to him? No. Because you weren't sure. He's lost a lot of weight, and you're like, why would Joe Thomas be in a Target in Waukesha? And it's because he lives in Brookfield, because he's from Wisconsin. He's got. I don't think he lives there. He's probably got a house there. He was visiting, and since like this place doesn't have like real stores or culture, and I mean it's Joe Thomas. It's not like he. I feel like Joe Thomas would be a Sendix man, but I feel like he has to like go to Target just because he like needs to keep up appearance of being like everyman Joe Thomas. You know what I mean? He can't be out here just like going to Sendix or like fucking Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. Like he's not going. He's too big to go to Trader Joe's or even like Woodman's. If he went into Woodman's, he's fucking knocking shit over. The way that that store's set up, asinine. That's for two people that understand any of those references. But like he's gonna go to Target because he's not a Walmart guy. Like he's made some money. He's not going to Walmart, and fuck Walmart, right? He's going to Target to like show that he's every man. He wants to run into some normal people. Like that's where he's gonna run into people. But like if he goes to Walmart, he's gonna be mobbed by like a bunch of mouth breathing fucking Waukesha residents. If he goes to Target, like it'll be a bunch of people being like, "Is that Joe Thomas?" There's no way that's fucking Joe Thomas. And then they'll Google it in their car. Google. They'll Google it in their car, like I did, and be like, "Oh fuck, that was definitely Joe Thomas." That's why he did that. But no. So like I didn't want people to think that I was like emotional. It's hard. I just wanted to buy things for grilled cheese. That's all I wanted. I wanted grilled cheese. Not feeling the best, but I want a little comfort food, and I want a grilled cheese. Um, Grew up a little poor in the 90s and early 2000s. I just saw an Instagram thing of like somebody making cinnamon sugar toast, and a bunch of the comments were like, "You didn't pre-mix the cinnamon and sugar? Fuck you. Who's got like pre-mixed cinnamon and sugar?" Like, I was under the impression that sugar and cinnamon were the most expensive things in the entire world for how often anytime I would like make cinnamon sugar toast and try to put more cinnamon on there, Linda would just be like, "Nah, that cinnamon's too expensive. What are you doing?" I thought cinnamon until I like bought my own cinnamon. It's like three. I don't even know how much cinnamon is. It's a non-consequential amount of money. That's how much cinnamon is. Like, we've got fucking cinnamon. We've got like 2 or 3 different kinds of cinnamon. It's not like it's Penzies cinnamon. Shout out Penzies. But no, it's like whatever. But yeah, don't pre-mix those. But like, I wanted grilled cheese. I'm just tearing up like the end of Armageddon in the back there. Like fucking Bruce Willis is saying goodbye to Aerosmith's daughter. All right, and just fucking. Ben Affleck's there. He's freaking out. Like, that's just how I was. Just like a slow. Like, I had like a sniffle, and so I just didn't want to. Like, I had to decide to like wear sunglasses instead of looking like a bitch in Target. And there's nothing wrong with crying, but crying in a Target for no reason, like you're a menopausal. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm going through menopause. Like, anytime I move, I start sweating. It's not hot out. I'm in long sleeves. Like, it's not hot out. Hot. It's not hot out. Like, I could be fine. Like, and just sweating, and I smell like my sweat smells like just drugs are fucking horseshit. So that's why I'm wearing them now. I don't want to like just randomly start dropping tears on this podcast because this is my Goodbye Wisconsin podcast. See, like the fucking sniffles are working. I'm not sad about leaving Wisconsin. You guys know I'm not sad about leaving Wisconsin. I'm so pumped to leave Wisconsin. I don't we've been over it. Wisconsin's great. You know, it's like a butterface. Like, Wisconsin's great, butter people are fucking trash. God damn it. So there's that, okay? Um, like, this is how trash Wisconsin is. It's like my neighbors, like, last week in their backyard, there was like a big screaming match, and then like an old guy tried to fight a young guy, and like the old guy like had his shirt off and was like swinging at people. And like he was getting roughed up. All right, not like bad. Like, the young guy could have fucking killed this guy. I don't know what started it, but like everybody was watching him. Good domestic violence theater happening. Like, it caught the attention of the whole courtyard. So we're all watching, and then like nothing really happened. Everybody, like, eventually the old guy, like, who seemed to be the aggressor. I don't know why the young guy didn't just like leave, but like, I don't know. I kind of feel like the young guy was like a young black dude. So like, if you're a young black dude and an old white guy is coming after you and like you're in the right, it might be worth taking a swing or two. All right. So I don't fault him at all. I fault the old white guy, but like, he finally petered himself out, and like somebody called the cops. Like, one of his old white friends called the cops and tried to blame it on the black people. It's Waukesha, right? It's gonna happen. That one cop who killed that guy in the town over, who still works in Waukesha for some reason, he probably came and like broke it all up. But like, you can't even just like fist fight anymore. Like, you can't, like, what a shit town. Like, you're in an apartment complex. You're gonna fist fight with your shirt off. You're the aggressor, and you're gonna call the cops. Like, fuck you. Like, what did they do? Like, run across your porch because there's children and they're playing? Like, get over it. You're in an apartment. You don't even own the place. All right. And you got a bunch of shit on your back porch. You have like 12 kittens that you just let run around the fucking courtyard here. You're a trash person. Don't call the cops. Like, what are you calling the cops for? Because you can't finish a fight? Like, that doesn't seem fair. That seems like you're a bitch. Like, you should be wearing your sunglasses in Target. That's how much of a bitch you are. But like, you can't even fist fight with your shirt off in this town. And like, that's the best way to fist fight. You can't be messing up your shirt. But no, I'm excited to go. It's gonna be fun, and I mean, I've had like a good. It's been 4 years, like 4 years to the day, because that's how leases work. They're usually they're usually a year. So it'll be 4 years exactly that I'll have lived in Wisconsin. Maybe short a day, but I like whatever. But like, it's been cool. I've met some of the best people I'll ever meet in my life. I've met some of the worst people I'll ever meet in my life. I will say that the good people have outweighed the bad people. So that's good. I've become a better person, a more patient person. That's what happens when you live in a whole state that you have to talk to like their children. Like when I go back to Toledo and hang out with my nephew, and like you're not used to dealing with children, so you're like, hey man, I don't like. How about you sit your ass down on the seat, and like then you tell him the same thing 4 times, and you're like, man, this is annoying. But like he's 3, right? 4, 3 or 4. We're not doing this. Uh, he was born before I moved, so he had to have just turned 4, I think. Whatever. I'm being a bad uncle at remembering how old he is at this point, but he's a toddler. All right, he doesn't know any better, and that's kind of how you have to talk to people in this fucking state. Um, because they're all toddlers. Like they refuse to believe that the outside world isn't terrifying. And that people that don't look like it's a whole state of people who look like thumbs, like they were in Spy Kids. And that's who you're dealing with. Like they're just as dumb, they're just as like fumbly and bumbly. And you just have to be patient with it. And it's made me a way better comic. I've had to learn how to write for people who, like when Donald Trump was running for president in 2016, they said that his like median speech level was like 7th or 8th grade. So everybody could understand it. And that's what you kind of learn to write for. Like you don't assume that people understand references that everybody understands, or like, oh, you know, this like famous book that like everybody reads. If it's not the Bible, they probably haven't read it, and most of them probably even haven't read the Bible. They just say they have. So I mean, it's been good. It's taught me patience. It's taught me how to be a better person. um I found mushrooms while I was here, and that helps. I mean, the Comedy and Mushroom Cult podcast. So I mean, I'm not going to look back at this as like a bad time. It's like one of those times like when you break up with somebody and then you're like a month or two later, you're like still alone while you're still healing, and you're like, I wonder what they're up to. And you look back and you like forget all the bad times. Like that's what I'm excited to do with Wisconsin. Like when I left Ohio, like it's going to be not the same thing because I had 30 years in Ohio, and it's a better state and a better group of people, and you just like see people of like different races and religions like out on the street regular. Like you don't have to look for them. It's not like a Where's Waldo like Wisconsin is. So like it's not going to be the same. But like when I think of Ohio, I think of it like I don't think of all the shitty things that happened to me. I think of all the good things, and I can go back and visit, and I can leave. And like that's what I'm excited for, is to like come back and then like hang around, see the people I want to see, don't see the people I don't want to see, and then I can go back to like where culture is, and like a city that like understand. Like maybe it's not going to be perfect. I understand I'm going to find things to hate about Chicago as well. I know who I am as a person. I'm going to it'll be 6 months before I'm like, this fucking place is overrated. And I already understand that like a big city's gonna be overrated, but it's what you make it. And like I've been saying it of like I haven't reached my ceiling of what I can do in Wisconsin, but I know where the ceiling is, and that's not where I'm willing to stop. And I'm close enough to the ceiling that I'm like ready to go. So long story short, I'm gonna look back at it positively. I appreciate a lot of people. I'm not gonna list people. I'm not gonna like name drop. I'm not gonna do that bullshit. Um, but I am going to miss it at a certain point. Um, just not for a while. You know, like it's not gonna be for a long minute that I miss it. Um, but also, um, this is like again another look into my brain. I've just got a bug up my ass to do this podcast because I don't know, it just happens. Like every once in a while, you fucking get it. Get like some sort of like I need to do it now. Cause like I should like write or read or something, or like go for a run. But like again, my fucking body is like fighting against me. So like I just have to like roll with what I'm willing to be able to do. Like I made a new spreadsheet this morning. Like I don't know why. Like I needed to fucking organize contacts and I made an email. Oh yeah, join my fucking stupid email list. I posted on my Facebook and my Instagram stories. Um I should put it somewhere else, but I don't know. I know everybody who listens to this, I'm sure. If you can't find it, message me and I'll fucking send you the link to it. But like I made an email list. I like organized my like I've been productive today, but like when it comes to like things that I know that are gonna like take effort, like I don't want to do that because I know instantly my head's gonna start like if I start going for a run, I might shit my pants. I'm not trying to shit my pants just to run a mile and a half, 2 miles just to like stop my brain from being fuzzy. No, I'm gonna do a podcast and rant and like fucking let people just see what insanity looks like. Controlled. Like this is on purpose. Like in like yesterday would have been madness for me to do it. Like if I would have done it yesterday, people would have just been like, "Hey man, maybe we don't put that out." And maybe let's say that today. And that's fine. Because I loosely agree with that, but something's bubbling up. I'm not like doing anything illegal, saying anything racist or like uh jerking off on camera uh like certain people that have done that recently. So like it's a good healthy venting because like I took a good medical step and medicine can't just like help things. It's got to make things that like you already had on lockdown, like things that you already had fucking figured out for the most part. It has to make them so much worse to make something that you need better. Like I'm convinced 100% that like I'm Wellbutrin might not even do anything. It's just like every so often you have to like raise or lower your dose. So like you get the fucking worst side effects for like a few days and then they go like the side effects go away and you're just like thank God that's over. This is so much better than that was. And then you just like keep taking the pill because like you don't want to go through those side effects again. Like I think that's what it is. It's just like training you to not have side effects. So like it doesn't fix anything, but you're like, hey, you're like placeboing yourself because like the only thing it does is the side effects for 3 days. Like it builds up in your system, and then your system's like, all right, we don't need to like we're used to this now. We don't need to fucking almost shit our pants just walking. We don't need to sweat just by thinking. It doesn't need to smell like you're going through puberty again and like need to put on fucking 12 layers of deodorant just to sit in your fucking apartment. Like, no, you don't like it does shit like that, and then all of those side effects go away, and you're like, oh, I'm better. Everything's good. Like, things could be way worse. Like, you just kind of like, oh, it's easy breezy, beautiful cover girl out here. You know? Like, the world's not too bad. The fucking, as long as I keep taking these pills, everything's good. But it's making my throat dry, giving me sniffles because I might start crying, and it sucks. But like I had to do it. And like this would have been a way better episode tomorrow. Because the fucking debates are happening tonight, or the first debate between Donald J. Trump. I don't even know what the J stands for. It's probably like John or some stupid shit. I think I looked this up myself. Donald Trump, 45th US president. Still, what a hilarious thing. Um, Donald John. Called it. What a fucking boring like Joseph R. Barden. Joseph R. Biden's middle name is Robinette. That's not even a real name. Fuck you. All right, Joe Biden. Fuck you. Okay, Robinette. Go fuck yourself. All right, that's not even like they spelled raisinets wrong, and that's your middle name. And he's a junior. So like it's two generations of them being like, "Fuck, how do you spell raisinets?" Oh, I accidentally put B. All right, it's Robinette. There it is. But the I could like do an episode on the debates tomorrow instead of like speculate. But it's so much more fun to speculate what's going to happen. Like we had this conversation at a cookout recently, just like a whole Milwaukee cookout with some comics. It was one of the comedian's girlfriend's birthday. She's her own person, but like just to like show why a bunch of comics would be just like dicking around behind a bar, uh, having a cookout together. Um, That's the reason. Excuse me. And we're like hanging out, and it's like as soon as something happens, it becomes real. You know what I mean? And like real things aren't as much fun. Like it's super fun to think about, like I don't know, like video games. Like it's fun to like drive around in Grand Theft Auto and like steal a car. Or like when you watch like the Bourne Identity, it's like, oh, it would be so fun to race motorcycles all over Europe or wherever the fuck. Because I have never seen Bourne Identity. I understand the point. I don't think I need to watch it. I kind of got it. I mean, I love Matt Damon, but like, oh, he gets like fuck it, he's a super soldier and he like forgets, but like then he remember, and they're trying to, wow, what a crazy story that I've never heard 1,000 times. Like I understand, but like just being chased down by the government, like it seems like it'd be fun because you're like, oh, international intrigue. You're like a fucking killer guy, but to like do it in like real life, that has to be like that's not gotta be fun. Like that's not fun. Like making fun of like Biden and Trump being the two oldest fucking people ever to run for president again, having a debate where like they're not even using like the old company that like runs the debates because they didn't want RFK Jr. in it, which is hilarious that they're just like, no, no, no. What is this? A democracy where like we want to hear, and I'm not even like an RFK guy. Like he was cute to like pretend to maybe be an RFK guy for like 5 minutes, and then you're just like, oh, this guy's worse than these other two, and he's just a Kennedy. Like, no wonder why they didn't kill this one. He's fucking useless, right? Like, yeah, it's fun to like pretend to like want to, but like it's a democracy, and like he was polling it in the past. I think it was like 10% or like 8%, something like that, to get on there, and he's at like 10 or 11 or some shit, or was before like the brainworm thing. He's kind of fallen off since that. And like they just didn't use that company that does the debates because they're like, nah, fuck that. We don't want them to hear that there's any other choice. Like that doesn't help push the narrative that like it's the end of democracy, or we're gonna like if you vote for Trump, it's the end of democracy, or the beginning of like a great resurgence in America, or if you vote for Biden, all of your children are gonna be like gay and like trans and sold into sex slavery, even though I don't even think Joe Biden was on Epstein's. Like, Joe Biden wasn't even attached to like Epstein. Like, come on. And he's running for president for re-election. Who is this? Like, even whatever. We're not. You don't want to be like, I want my president to be involved with sex predators, but like, you want him to be involved with sex predators, not be one. And he's like on camera doing too much shit. You know what I mean? So like, but whatever. So they're using this. They've got it. It's on like CNN. Like who? Why? And like streaming on like YouTube or some shit. Like it's on like it's not even on Fox. It's not even on like ABC. It's on like CNN or something. And like it's Jake Tapper doing the fucking moderating. And apparently they've got like a mute button for like if people go over time. And like who's gonna? They've got the technology to do that. It's not like it's so funny when they like make a charade just to like make people be like, well, what if Trump keeps talking? Well, what if fucking Biden forgets his fucking answer for 45 seconds and he's got a minute to answer it? Like, are we gonna count that time? Like, what happens when Biden gets muted first because he forgot the first half of his answer and then goes off into one of his random Biden rambles about what's going on? Like, I worked with Paul Verzi, and he like has this very funny joke about how like he'll just start pointing at things in the crowd when he forgets what he's doing. Like, it's a good trick. It's like a that's why like crowd work comics are lazy, is because instead of like writing material, like I've done it, everybody's done it. When you're kind of bombing, you're like, let's see what's going on in the room. Like that's what Biden does. Like he's just like, I'm I'm here now. I don't remember what the fuck I was talking about. There's not even going to be opening remarks. They're not even going to be like, "Hi, I'm Joe Biden." Like it's wild. Like it's set up for Biden to like look better than he's going. Like and he's going to end up losing. And it's kind of a bummer. Like we're going to have Trump as president again and like him being on it's going to be insane. But like I could have like sat here tomorrow and done the episode and been like, "Hey, this is what happened. Like, this is insane. They muted him X amount of times." But it's so much more fun to be like, Trump's gonna just like talk over. Like, I'm excited if they mute Trump, watching him walk over to fucking Biden's mic and just fucking grab his mic, or walk up to the fucking commentator's spot, or the fucking guy who's in the middle. Um, Delegate. I just said it. But it doesn't matter. But like, what are we doing? Like, and they've always been able to turn off the microphones. There's not a like, they don't need a mute button. All they need to do is have a sound guy like turn the mic off. They've had that for 100 years. However long microphones have been around, they've had mute buttons, and like that's their big fucking thing. Is they're like, oh, finally, we'll be able to shut Trump up if he keeps rambling. No, yeah, like you've always been able to do it, and guess what? It's good fucking TV. That's why he's running again. That's why that's why he's not in jail yet. Is because everybody's like, we need to at least sell some commercials. Like fucking Pfizer needs to sell the new wonder drug. That's gonna stop the fucking bird flu that's happening right now that they're gonna shut the world down for. Like they need to get like the ball rolling on a whole bunch of things before they save democracy, right? Instead of like giving us like a real option or a real chance, they need to make sure that like the people who actually run this country, which is the fucking companies, like the businesses, like the DOJ is going after Apple after so many years. And it's like, no, they're doing that because it's election season and they want to make it look like things are going to happen. Oh, but it takes time to like get yes, I understand it takes time to get evidence, but like Apple's been running the world for fucking 20 years at this point. All right, maybe close to it. 15 years. It doesn't take 15 years to get like they caught Microsoft in a fucking suit like real quick because they didn't open things up for other people to do it. And like Apple's been doing it for fucking ever. Like they've had it. They just didn't want to do anything about it because it wasn't saving democracy time to tell us that they're like helping us. So I don't know. Like we could have done this tomorrow. Just see what they talked about. Like I feel like honestly the debates should be yes or no questions, and then mute them. You get one word answers. Do you support a woman's right to choose? Yes or no? Boom. Yes. Mute. Uh, do you think that guns should be controlled? Yes. Mute. Like, done. And if it's Trump and it's just like, well, nope, boop, mute it. Like, that's no. Yes or no questions. That's what we need to know. Hey, Joe Biden, did you send us the money that you promised us? No. Boop. Done. Did you get rid of like yes, you're doing more like it doesn't take as long as it takes. He did that next round of fucking um student loan cuts. Right because it's election time. He waited for it. Like he's doing it at the right time. Like why didn't you do it earlier? Oh, it was unconstitutional. So the thing you're doing now isn't. Why didn't we do this before? Like you could have done it. You like this is your game. Like this is what you do. You guys sit around and like think of all these options and think like oh, if this doesn't work, let's try this. If this doesn't work, let's try this. And if you're not doing that and I'm thinking that you should be doing that, I'm not smarter than like maybe I am. I mean, I'm a failed politic. Like I worked in politics for like one cycle, and I couldn't fucking deal with how fucking stupid it was. So like maybe I'm the idiot because I don't like have the ability. Like I can't play 3D or 4D chess when it seems like the answer is very simple. But like if I'm thinking of that, you should have thought of it fucking 4 years ago. Like before you even got in, that should have been your plan. That's what we pay you for. You get paid like 400 and some thousand, and yes, you could be paid more. But like you've been in government for fucking ever. You're probably a millionaire from skimming off the top because we can't stop you from doing that. Just put all them fixed it. Ray Roberts for president. I'll be allowed to be president in 4 years. 2028, Ray Roberts. We're gonna take all the money that Congress people made from the stock market by not being allowed to because they're allowed to insider trade. Like they can't like the laws of insider trading, even though they set like the fiscal laws and stuff. They don't have to like abide by those laws. So if they get like an inside tip or they like know that something's about like some laws about to go through, they can invest in like the opposite way, and that's how they make the money. All of that money pays off student loan debt. Boom. There you go. All that money except for like whatever like the normal we take what the normal market is. All right, let's say you put $100,000 in there. The market's gone up or down 5%. Years was at 10%. We take the other, like, we take 5% of it, put it towards the debt. We put it towards student loans. We put it towards roads and shit. And there's like 400 and some people. Hold on. I knew this at one point. It's like 335 people in the House of Representatives. Or no, it's, hold on. How many, congressmen? Continents. No. We already went over this. Congressmen. There are 435 in the House and 100 in the Senate. See, I should have known. There's 535 members of them. And they're all millionaires. So, like, whatever they're making, we need to fucking put it back into, like, that. There. That's my fiscal policy. Tax the rich, for sure. That includes the members of Congress. We put, like, whatever they make more than the standard market, that's what we put back into, that's what we do. That's how we fix it. There we go. Big thumbs up for the YouTube. Oh yeah, last note that I have. I don't know why I thought of this, but like, I don't know if people have been doing this forever. This is like I think I've been doing it since the Wellbutrin kicked in. But new thing, if you haven't tried it, peeing through the bottom of your shorts. Like, instead of like pulling your shorts down, like, and flopping your little ding dong, your little wiener, your little tic tac there, instead of flipping that over like the waistband, just pee from the bottom of your shorts. I've started doing it. I mean, I don't know, I for whatever reason. So this is the reason. So I don't know what reason you would use, but my reason is like, I wear shorts with drawstrings on them a lot. And the reason why I wear, like, and so like, I haven't had enough money to buy a whole bunch of new shorts since I've lost weight. So I have like shorts that are too big for me, and I have to like pull the drawstring super tight. And it's very annoying to have to undo the drawstring just to pee. So I just, like, necessity is the mother of invention. So I just started peeing out of the bottom part. So, like, try it out. If you're a dude, try it out. If you're a lady with a penis, try it out. We're inclusive on this podcast. If you're a woman with impeccable aim, try that out as well. So Ray Roberts, take money from Congress people, 2028. Ray Roberts, pee out of the bottom of your shorts, 2028. That's so dumb. Cool. I'm moving to a big city to follow my dreams, and this is how my fucking brain works. What a terrible idea. I don't know. Like, why would we do this? It's such a bad idea, but like, it's always like those bad ideas that work out. So like, hopefully, I'm one of like the bad ideas that work out for some reason. Like, you look at people and you'd be like, how the fuck did they stumble fuck their way into success by being just a complete dipshit? And that's what we're backing on. Like, just because I don't want to be a billionaire. Like, a millionaire, great. That would be perfect. We've gone over it. Enough money to disappear and never have to worry about working again unless I wanted to, right? That's all I want in life. It'd be so easy to buy me off. But like, it's always the people who like aspire to something stupid or aspire to something great that, like, sure, a bunch of them make it, but like, they have rich parents and shit like that, so like, that's what. But like, anybody who's like, I'm gonna run the fucking world, they're evil. Like, that's when you fail, is like, you're trying to run the world. I just want to fucking have a good time and like make enough money with words to keep this fucking ball rolling, to just be a fucking adult adolescent for the rest of my life. I don't think those are lofty goals. Like, I just want to have fun forever. And do you know what's not fun? A real job. And I have a small amount of talent and like somewhat of a work ethic. So like, that's what we're gonna lean into, is the thing I want to do. Because like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm gonna end up on the fucking streets and like, or like die from some, like, that was gonna happen anyways if I kept working a real job. All right, so like, miss me on like, oh, what if it doesn't work out. Then I go fucking move back to my hometown like you fucking losers and like live a normal life, you know? And not that you're losers, like you have retirement and like children and like happiness of like a standard amount, but I can't do that. Um so like and there's neither way is better. I just know what's better for me. And like you look at my life and you're like you're a fucking loser. And you're right. By every standpoint of like success and money and accolades, sure. Yeah, we're there. Like that's kind of the cool thing about comedies. You're a loser until you're not. And like I'll probably be a loser forever, but like I would rather be a loser uh scraping by doing the thing that I love than I would much rather do that than like have three stupid kids and regret not doing this and having to work a corporate gig just so like they have health care. All right. I barely have health care. All right. I don't need to like be striving for somebody else's health care. That's insane. Like me being responsible for like children and like helping the economy move, like you don't want to put that on my shoulders. You would rather me think that that's dumb. That's better for society, is if somebody like me knows that they're not made for that. So just like that's what I'm saying. Buy me off with like the amount of money it would take to make me not have to be a part of your society. That's what we need to do. Is just give people like me more money so we go the fuck away. That's I would love to be bought off. I would probably. This is how bad I am at like. I would probably say no because I'd be like, I could change the world with my. And I don't want to, but I could if I want. I don't know. It's stupid. This is silly. We're going much further with this than we needed to. I look great today. Like this shirt and sunglasses and hair combo that's going on like does not do like how I look is not equal to how I feel. But like all that matters in this world is that you look good. And if you look good, you play good, you play good, you pay good, you ray good. I forgot the Deion Sanders quote, so we just spitballed. All right, I feel like shit. So we're going to wrap this up. WhoisRayRoberts.com. Join the Patreon. Um, join the email list. If you can't find the email list, text me. I will fucking send you the link for the email list. Because I want. Social media hates me. The algorithm doesn't like me. I'm not gonna move or sway to the algorithm because like why would I want to be successful doing it the easy? It's the same reason I don't have a fucking job that pays enough. I just don't have it in me. All right. So join the email list. I can. I'm gonna do like a fucking newsletter kind of deal. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. But just send me your email. I'm not gonna spam you. It'll be fun. I'll let you know when I'm doing shows close to you. Um, but yeah, we're moving. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna put this up as soon as I figure out how to get the audio from my phone to the rest of it. So thanks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we appreciate you. All right. Goodbye.